Good afternoon. There was a recent video concerning having a 100% VA rated disability and whether or not that translates into a finding of disabled by the Social Security Administration. And the answer was no. And then it was explained, and some of the actual narrative put out by the SSA is shown on the screen so that people can see it and go to it and learn what the differences are between what is required for VA disability versus what is required for Social Security disability. Okay, so then the next question became by somebody, and it was kind of logical. What about state or city pension disability pension? So when you have to leave your work and not hold out till retirement age, and you get some extra leeway there if you meet their disability definition for that particular pension program. I will say this, and I don't do state or city pensions of any kind or federal pensions. I only do Social Security disability, but like all other disability programs, it will depend on if the pension program definition of disabled equates with that of the Social Security laws. And I would expect the answer to be no, but I really don't know. What we typically see is in other disability programs, particularly when it was from a particular job. So whether that would be a commercial employer provided policy that's not pension, but it's just a company's disability policy that the employer has purchased on behalf of employees should they become disabled. Those can vary because oftentimes the definition is much looser. You don't have to prove you can't do all 12,000 plus occupations in the US economy. You only have to prove that you can't do the one that you did before for the company. So that position you had is no longer available to you. And it might have some other strictures, like maybe you can't do something equivalent or different or on the same exertional level or what have you. Maybe it is that you can't do anything for the company. I don't know. But certainly meeting a state or local or VA disability program is not going to, by definition, equate necessarily with SSA's disabling criteria, which is extremely stringent, as you all probably know. So it's important, I think, for you to go directly to the source and if you're interested and check. So let's say you've achieved disability under your city or state disability pension program, and you're receiving that, which is awesome because that's going to help life be much easier, particularly while you're fighting for a Social Security disability award. So the next thing you then have to do is see if it's different. It probably is, but that doesn't mean you don't also and separately don't have an ability to prove it for Social Security as well. Now, once you do, and if you can prevail and show that, yes, indeed, I can't do any jobs, SSA, it's not just the one I had due to my medical disabilities, you can also show them or what you're going to have to do if you're interested in knowing whether you're going to have an offset due to your pension, because governmental pensions in the United States generally do have an offset. So you're going to want to find out. That's called the WEP, windfall elimination provision. And it's simply, there are reasons for it. They're actually pretty logical. People don't like it when they're surprised by it, but you'll want to find out. If you've been paying if you've been paying Social Security on all of your income that you achieved your city or state or local government pension from, WEP isn't going to be affecting you. So it's fine. It's when you didn't actually pay Social Security taxes that you might see a reduction in what you would have gotten from Social Security, if you are eligible for any at all anyway. But a lot of these jobs have gone to where you do contribute to Social Security as well as your own pension. And the beauty of that is you're going to live far finer than you would on someone just living on Social Security alone, because you have that city pension. But you're also going to live finer than if you just had your city pension and didn't have the Social Security on top of it. So it's really it really leaves a lot of people that have both in a much nicer retirement position than those of us who only have one. Okay, so you probably paid for two, and depending on how generous your own company was or your own employer, but do know that you can apply for both. You may have an offset with WEP, you might not. A lot of them are not anymore because a lot of them are contributing to Social Security, and that was less so back in the olden days. So do check up, and if you have an option to pay both, you might want to consider it. All right. But the disability programs tend to be different. And I would say the city, local government one is a lot easier to win generally. I have a lot of clients who are seeking their Social Security disability and have already achieved their city or state disability pension because they met that disabled definition, but it takes quite a bit more to meet the SSA's definition. Plus the SSA wants to have their own review. They don't want to just go with whatever finding a lower government or a company, if it was a company pension, has to say about it. Okay, so I hope that helps explain that, and I will see you soon. Bye.